child, but she is quite stupid, but very loving.
How
She's
dare
going
you
under
talk
your
about-
pillows to get under the bed because she doesn't make sense. Goodbye, I guess. Why are you like this?
I'm not joking. That's what my son is doing right now as well. He is
Or you
crawling
just-
underneath his sister's bed because
Sure.
he's 6 and
He can because he can.
Well,
I mean-
he the problem is he can't actually fit under there.
Oh.
But he's got the spirit of an adventurer, and he's gonna keep on trying.
Oh no, she's trying to do what Puccinella did, my mom's cat, and crawl into the pillowcase and have a nap there.
I feel like that.
Yeah, no, she likes that. She loves that.
Poochie's smaller than Nancy.
Hey, Q, is it less haunted this time?
If not, it's in. I don't know why.
Oh
I
my
don't know
god.
why.
Can you try opening it as like a browse, like throwing it into a browser or something and trying? That seems weird.
I mean, were you looking for the playbooks for moves? Because I can just copy paste into
Yeah, it's in another language.
the four.
What?
Which
just-
language?
I don't know.
I feel like you're gonna need to take a screen cap of this and let us experience this.
Okay. I'll show you one page.
I put something in my mouth as though I didn't have to breathe through my mouth right now.
Oh.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I believe you.
Why did you
Loading.
copy that as an image? What the fuck?
It's loading. I don't know. But hello?
Hello?
Mhm.
I am fully good to go. This will just come to us when it comes to us.
Okie dokie.
Sorry, I was also distracted getting the cast list as it is thus far.
I was typing furiously fast and JD still beat me.
I mean, I had it all typed. I just copied and pasted and removed a few of my notes.
Ah,
Oh, that's smart.
But I want the notes. Give me the secret.
Because yeah, we are going to have an experience here tonight. But before we do that, I'm gonna introduce the channel because we do not have a rant going on right now. So hi, we are live from the apocalypse, and this is our 4th night of our 12-ish games of Haz-Mas event. A mixture of ongoing campaigns like this one, some Wildcard Wednesday shorter term games that are going to be kicking off next week, and a bunch of holiday themed one-shots. This is our final fundraising push for the year, and so, as always, we ask you, instead of giving us money, to put that money directly towards the cause that we are platforming, which is currently medical aid for Palestinians. We all know why this is necessary and needed, so rather than subscribing, giving us bits, engaging at all with, cryptocurrency, just click the donate button where the subscribe.
So do we have
Steph,
a donut
I'm gonna
button,
eat you.
though? Do we have a donut button though?
We do not have a donut button. I will ask Will if we can vote on this at the next admin meeting. We will decide then if we can have
That's
a
in
donut
fucking
button.
Japanese.
That's not Japanese.
Thank you. It doesn't look. It looks like a lot of different characters.
Yeah,
It's like, oh no, you're right. It's like Korean and Japanese and
and that's just a Gemini symbol.
yeah.
This might be the code for the Matrix. This might be.
This
the
might be
bullshit
how we break
code?
into the Pentagon. Like,
I don't
Oh
know.
man!
honestly, I'm gonna save this for my Haz-Mas game that I'm running because it's a heist game.
this
That's
is like
great.
numbers channel.
Yeah.
This is so crazy. I'm just gonna delete that because
I need everyone to understand that what everyone is looking at is the version of the book for this game that I just sent to Q. I have it open right now, as a Word document that I can read perfectly fine.
So do I. I have the same. I have it open over here too. Do you want me to send you my copy and see if it's...
don't. I don't want anybody to send me any more copies. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Well, you've shared it with enough people, so like fucking Christian is not gonna crawl out of your like computer monitor and tell you you've got a couple of days to live.
Okay.
I mean, Christian's not the worst one to come crawling out. I'm just
Christian could. Yeah,
there's a couple people in there I don't want.
Honestly, it
That's
probably
so
would
true,
have been like
Bestie.
2 sessions ago. Rebecca is the
Yeah.
Wet rat.
to wet ratly crawl out and tell you have 7 days.
Slither through.
Wet Ratley is wild. Wet Ratley is crazy work, Della.
Yes. Wet Ratley, you know,
It's Asher
the
and
1920s
Trashley's
gangster, Wet Ratley.
Trasher and Trashley.
Yeah, Wet Ratley.
Mm-mm.
Well, now we know who Steph is going to guest star as.
Oh, amazing.
But yes, getting back on track, please donate. And if you cannot find the donate not donut button, you can just type in !donate and it will bring you to the link. You can donate at any point. If and when you do that, it will result in the McElroy brothers yelling specifically at me and distract whatever I am trying to focus on and whatever moment is happening in our group. I will ask all of them to yell in solidarity with me at that moment. You good, Cass?
Steph fucking killed me.
Steph, what did you do? What did...
She just pointed out a completely reasonable piece of genealogy.
They don't talk about Abraham's brother.
No.
Went to the mainland to be a bank robber.
Yeah.
Gangster.
Yeah.
It was the time period.
We're gonna have a time here tonight. We are gonna have a time. All right, before we jump in, just a few last things. You can use channel points for fun things like giving us reactions to moments and giving us good things and not so good things. I will say your money may be wasted on the not so good things, because if I know anything about my cast will do so many bad things that I just don't have anything left to do because I can't torture them more than they've tortured themselves. It's legitimately impressive.
This is a psychological horror game, Jason.
I'm my own worst enemy.
That is what it is for. We are here to fuck ourselves up.
It's true. And you do that admirably, and we're certainly going to go on a journey tonight. But before we do, and before I have my lovely cast introduce themselves and their houses/duplexes full of ghosts, this is Redacted, as mentioned, a psychological horror game. And that means that it can deal with content and themes around medical abuse and neglect, forced institutionalization. I am completely going to mix this up with my Masks horror game as well. Cults, burning and being burned, ritualistic murder. There have been moments of talk of suicide. There have been instances of drowning. And there is plenty of gore and violence and body horror, as well as gaslighting and manipulation. So be mindful of that as we delve in tonight.
Unlike the Masks game, though, no one has leveled any city blocks.
No city blocks.
Zero city blocks.
Zero city blocks.
Hold on.
Then we've actually had better food.
That we know of. Well, okay, there was that one time in Moscow, but Rachel doesn't talk about that.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Also, we did level at least one hotel.
That wasn't
us. That wasn't us.
That wasn't your fault.
Thank you,
that
JD.
wasn't your fault.
Yeah, no, I was not involved. I was not involved.
And you are also right about the food. It's really unfortunate that your last breakfast brunch buffet got absolutely ruined due to one of you.
Facts.
Sometimes my players make choices, and tonight they are going to make choices. Many choices, because tonight is a special holiday episode of Redacted.
Let's go.
And before we jump in, I'm going to have everyone go around, introduce themselves, their ghosts, and then we're going to jump in to see if we can help Abraham. Let's not even discover the meaning of the holidays. We're just seeing if we can help him. And we are going to start with Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Steph. Tonight I will be playing original flavor Kai Caldwell, Martyr Playbook, Harlow Keats, the Sage Playbook, Ivy Finley, the Hero Playbook, and Rebecca Dalton, Wet Rat herself, the Villain Playbook. Maybe we'll see. That might be changing.
Might it be?
Might be.
And then we're going to jump over to Q.
Hello. I had to be very careful. My nails are still drying. Hi. I'm Q. I already said that. I'm just saying it again. Tonight I'm going to be playing Weston, who is the villain playbook, though why he'd be considered a villain, no one really knows. And in his house of ghosts, we also have Raven, the trickster, Christian, the hero, and Russell, the child.
Quite a collection, and some changes among some in that haunted house as well. Very slight. And next we have Della.
Hi, I'm Della. I'm playing a pair of haunted southern duplexes. The first of which is Rachel Blauhair. Rachel Blauhair is currently sharing space with Dr. Finley, who is playing. Oh, I'm sorry. Rachel's the parent playbook. Dr. Finley is the dragon playbook. As a kind of like skinny German bisexual psychologist, obviously I am the dragon. And the other half of this duplex is Siobhan Orion. Siobhan used to be the Marta playbook, but these days she is the hero playbook. Sharing space with me is uh I'm really not entirely certain I want to introduce them, but they go by the bearer of the sacred flame. I'm the villain.
It's really a normal set of duplexes right there.
Real normal, very normal roommate situation, you know.
And
last rotation.
Last but not least, Cass, you are up.
Hello. I sound totally normal today and not at all like I'm getting over a sinus infection. Hi, I am playing the aforementioned Abraham, whose heart is maybe going to grow 3 sizes today. He is the parent playbook. He is currently duplexed up with the trickster playbook Gwydion. And then the other duplex, who may or may not appear tonight, we'll see, are Mara, the doctor/scientist playbook, and Anna, the sage. All totally normal people. It's absolutely fine.
Another really normal set of roommates.
Yeah. Yeah. The actual like original roommates are split up for the first time like ever.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been apart since birth for one of them. just going to be totally fine and normal time.
It always is here.
No separation anxiety, nothing.
Last but not least, I am JD. I play everyone else when they need to be around. They do not always, and that means nothing. Do not read into that. It's fine. They'll be here when they need to be here. But with that, when we last left the island of Slate Thorne, it was a different Slate Thorne than the one you had initially arrived at. These days, not even a week ago. We don't need to mock the fact that this is no longer David Lynch's 24. It is now David Lynch's maybe like 72, 96, something like that. It's fine. It's been a few days, and a lot has happened in these days. But the island doesn't look like it's been just a few days. Buildings are worn, some are boarded up. It looks like decades have passed since anyone took care of this space on the island. Foliage is overgrown, yet everything inside looks untouched. Looks just like it did when you last saw it before you went on a bit of a journey, and at the end of it found that everything was changed, including several of you. We take a moment to survey the island of Slate Thorne, the way nature has overtaken it. And rather than moving down towards those of you still on the island, we rise up into the sky. The buildings move further and further away until we can't make out anything other than smudges against the greenery that surrounds them. And then we flip. And as we flip, the world beneath us starts to change. We realize we've reached the pinnacle, the highest point we can reach. We can go no further because something is stopping us. And as we look down at Slate Thorne spread out beneath us, snow begins to fall. And we make our way back towards this sleepy seaside town, noticing that the earth below is no longer green. In part because it's not overgrown the way it was, but also because the grass is the brittle brown of winter. The trees have no leaves on them. It's strange because not that much time has passed. You arrived here in October. It shouldn't be the dead of winter at this point. But it is. And the buildings look just as you remember them looking when you arrived. Except that now, as we settle down on one of the streets, we see decorations in the windows. We see boughs over windows. We see trees and lights. We see lampposts with wreaths hung on them. And we see people milling around us, moving down this center street of town, stopping in the stores, talking to one another. It looks like the perfect quintessential town. And it would feel that way too if we didn't remember what it had just looked like. If we didn't remember watching it change from that spot above. If we didn't have the unnerving sense that this was just a scene trapped in a snow globe. But we don't need to worry about that right now. No, we instead are heading to one particular house. And I'm wondering, Cass, if you would like to describe the house that Rebecca grew up in.
Hold on, I need to remember an architectural style. Okay. So it's very Queen Anne style. That Victorian, like, lacy gabled, like turreted, I don't know how else to describe it to you guys. Have you ever seen the movie Labyrinth, where like it looks like the house that Sarah runs up to at the beginning of the movie? But it's an island, so you would think it would have like more pastels and be beachy, but instead it's like this tasteful, like, gray, but with like blue trim. So it's got this lacy, like curly Q, like decorative design to it, but it's a little muted. Like someone wanted the extravagance of it and then painted it to be a little dull.
And what, if anything, does Abraham have to indicate the holiday season?
Oh, there are wreaths in all the windows. And there's some like holly wrapped around the railing of the porch. There may be some candles in the front window facing the street. But it's only but this is only things that face the street. Any other windows? No.
And Abraham, you are in this house.
Uh-huh.
You wake up. You don't remember falling asleep, so that's a little strange, but you must have fallen asleep because you're sitting in the chair near the fire, and the fire is going. So someone must have lit it. It's the only thing that makes sense. But something about this house feels wrong. Because as you take a moment, you realize how quiet it is. And there should be sound. There should be the sound of dinner being made. You should hear pots and pans. You should hear the sound of other living bodies moving throughout this space. And that isn't the strangest piece of this. Strangest piece is that you don't feel like you're entirely alone. It's almost like someone's there, leaning right over your shoulder, breath against the side of your neck. But no one's there. What do you do?
Abraham is a deeply paranoid man. So he gets up and he walks around to make sure there's nobody in the room. And then he checks the windows to make sure there's nobody standing outside the house. And he opens the door, calls down, Rebecca.
You hear nothing.
And his wife isn't in the room. Well, she wouldn't be. Yeah, I think he pulls clothes on and goes looking for the other denizens of the house, but like keeps like his head on a swivel, like who is here?
And as you're walking down the stairs, as you're waiting to see who will respond, because, I mean, Rebecca should be responding. You called her name. Yet there is just silence. You remember something that you're pretty sure didn't happen. Because a baby.
Mm-hmm. She getting so big, y'all.
You remember that someone struck you, punched you.
Oh yeah.
Why would that have happened? Who would have done that? What did they mean when they talked about the possibility of actually finding out the truth? That couldn't have happened, though. Why would Christian have done that? He's just a reporter.
Just a reporter. Besides, I know his secrets too. Who are you looking for a fucking chopstick? That's right, Chuck. Okay. I think he'll rub his jaw and keep looking around the house.
Everything looks in order, except for the fact that there are 2 people missing from the house. And that is when there is a knock on the door. What does that knock sound like, Della?
I think it's sharp and no nonsense.
Okay. I think Abraham will walk up fully unused to opening his own door. and open the door.
What does he see?
I think you see Rachel. So a woman of a tallish woman, not taller than you, so like 5'8" ish. Um, dark, uh, dark, sort of like brownish black hair. In the wintertime, probably pretty dark, pretty black. Um, Sort of tan skin, that sort of leathery, weathered skin. Um, could be like a young could be like a young 50, could be like a real hard 35. Uh Not really sure where she's at in age. Um but she looks at you, but she seems like maybe a little watery, a little like almost insubstantial. A little sm- uh, the word watery goes through your mind and then it lands more firmly on smoky. She says, uh let me see. I'm sorry, I your character's name just went out of my head. And
Abraham.
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 Abraham. Good God. I knew it, but it went away. She looks at you and she says, Abraham, it's good to see you. Can I come in?
JD, do I recognize Rachel?
In this moment, you do not. There is a woman standing here asking to be let in.
Do I know you, ma'am?
Not now. Not yet. She will. Are all of your pets just going to climb into your lap in the next
It's really
because
adorable.
when Mako does it, it's gonna be
Oh, my whole
complicated.
chair is going to roll across
It's
the
gonna be a
floor.
complicated motion.
She's literally behind me.
Oh, she's so dark, haunting the corner.
She's also had a big weekend and got a little sick at grandma's house.
No.
So, and Donna doesn't come in here when the others are in here. You said not here, not now,
But you will.
but I will. Are you insinuating that you are a ghost? Do I need to send you to the institution? Who are you?
My name is Rachel Blauhair, and I come bearing a warning.
A warning.
A warning, an offer, a message of opportunity. Psychospiritual, mind you. Not quite so much like I'm not here selling fucking vacuum cleaners.
Watch your language, young lady.
Fair enough.
And what is a vacuum cleaner?
Okay, they had vacuum
I
cleaners.
know I'm messing with you. That was too easy. It was too fucking easy.
Like I feel like Rachel has a moment of just like were you messing with me?
You are dressed very strangely, speaking very strangely, and have knocked on my door on a very strange day, miss.
Correct. I'm here to let you know it's about to get stranger than me. I was chosen to bring you this message because you and I share certain affinities.
I share an affinity with you.
Correct. We both care very, very much about those in our charge. You, your daughter.
Where is my daughter?
She's fine. She's safe.
Why do
As safe as
I...
any of us can be.
The tone there makes me think otherwise.
Well, the other affinity you and I share is that we both know that safety is a profoundly relative thing and is never guaranteed. The other affinity we share is for secrets, collecting them, holding on to them, making sure nobody else gets them unless we want them. I don't have very many secrets of yours, and you don't yet have any of mine. So I'm not here trying to spill your secrets. I'm just pointing it out.
What secrets of mine do you think you have?
I literally just said I don't have any. That's literally just what came out of my mouth. I ain't here to threaten you, my guy. You're going to be visited later today by 3 more entities, let's call them, in an attempt to reach you. In an attempt to figure out if you are even capable of making the changes necessary to allow your daughter, the person you care about more than any other person in this whole wide world, the person you covered up murders for,
You said you didn't know my secrets.
Oh, that ain't hardly a secret. That ain't hardly a secret. That ain't hardly a secret. The person you care about that much, can you change enough to let her grow and become a better person? Personally, I don't fucking know if you can. I'm not sure I can. So let's fucking find out. I'm sorry. Where I come from, we use that kind of language all the time. I can see it's ticking you off. I'll apologize. But that's what I'm here to say. I'm just the messenger.
Please do not take this the wrong way, miss. Get off my property.
Rachel's gonna lean in real close. Not touching him, not laying a hand on him, just say, "Where do you think you are?" And she's going to disappear. Like in the next time you blink your eyes, she's gone.
He steps out onto the porch and looks around.
And as you look around, everything looks completely normal. There are a group of carolers a couple of houses down. There are people driving down the road, coming in and out of town. There is a fair amount of tourists at this time. You wouldn't think it, but the bed and breakfast and the hotel do a pretty good business this time of year. Everyone wants that quaint island Christmas experience. And you see everything you would expect. You see neighbors finishing up their own Christmas decorations, running very late on this in some cases. You see others straightening them to make sure everything is perfect. And you see a perfect amount of snow falling. Not enough to make things dangerous, but enough to bring in that element of the season. You do not see anyone who looks remotely like Rachel.
Step back inside and close the door. Still feel like I'm being watched?
You do.
I have read this book. I did not enjoy it. Oh, but it is one of Rebecca's favorites. Fine. Do as you must.
I will let Steph give me her feedback on this, but I think in the moment of silence that follows, you hear Rebecca, and you're not quite sure from where, but you hear Rebecca say, I always thought that was your favorite book too. It sounds like it's coming from the basement.
There's basements on this island? Oh, okay.
I mean, there are whole underground cave systems.
That's,
so
it's fair. It's fair. Why am I applying logic and physics and geology to the haunted island?
This is a psychodrama. It's
It's a
about the
psychodrama.
id. It's
You
not
gotta have-
about. It's
you
not
gotta have
about.
basements. I'm so sorry.
Gotta have basements.
I was gonna say, Cass, I think, there's probably a moment where Abraham goes, I don't have a basement.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, this is supposed to be out in the bay, in Maryland, right? So it's a big fucking sandbar is what this island is.
Mm-hmm.
Which means the water table is, there. Anyway, hey, I live on a place where the water table is, here. Anyway. Okay. Cool. There is that momentary thought of, I don't have a basement. Yes, I do. And then walks towards the basement door.
And it's strange because
I will pick up a fireplace poker.
That's fair. It's strange as you're walking towards that basement door because you have this moment, Abraham, of this door shouldn't be here. But this door has always been here.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this door painted black? Why would I have made that choice? And you, even before your hand rests on the doorknob, you hear what almost sounds like waves.
Okay, I open it up slowly.
And as you open the door, even though you haven't reached for a light switch, the light flickers on, emphasis on the flickers. It stutters, it jerks. And in those flashes, you see that at the bottom of a set of wooden stairs, there is dark, murky water. And it is moving like the water moves around this island, slowly lapping at those lowest steps.
Mm-hmm. I think yeah.
You being haunted over there, Cass?
Yes, by my four-legged children. That would be Chuck. I don't even know what she's doing. Anyway, yeah, he walks down the stairs. It's 1917, so he's older than electric lighting. It's probably kind of a first adopter. So I think he's used to it flickering a little bit, and I think he kind of shakes the light fixture just a smidge to settle the wires. See if it'll stop flickering.
And it does, but not before, as you're trying to get the light to cooperate, you see a form begin to appear in between those flashes. And when that light settles and becomes steady, you see your daughter standing a few inches in the water. Steph, tell us what Abraham sees of Rebecca.
Well, I think the most familiar thing to him would be her face. She's a willowy woman, about 5'7". She has um, long dark brown straight hair and dark blue eyes. But her skin is very like pale, and she doesn't get enough sun, and she has a beauty mark under her right eye. And she is dressed in probably this ocean blue dress, like a nice Sunday dress that she'd wear to mass. Um, but it's a little different since there is sort of in holly wreathed around her wrists like bracelets, and instead of like a wide brimmed hat, there are like pale pink sea anemones kind of like wreathing her head, and they give off this sort of like flickering light like candles. Hi, Papa. I was worried I'd lost you again.
Again.
You don't remember?
No.
It's okay. There's time to remember. She kind of just moves through the water, approaching. She kind of catches sight of the poker, but she's not afraid of her father. Um, I'm sorry if I scared you. I was trying to find you.
What is happening, Rebecca?
I'm trying to help you.
Help me. How?
I had a realization lately that that if we don't do things differently, we'll never leave the path that we've walked and worn down, like a hole in the earth that we can't climb out of. And I can't tell you what to do, Papa, but I want to help you and how you see things, and maybe consider a different path for yourself if you want. This is probably very confusing since you don't remember. Maybe we should go outside and get some fresh air?
Considering it appears the ocean is in our basement that I don't remember us having, yes. Outside may be a good idea.
The island makes weird decisions.
What?
I'm sorry, that's too much at once, I know. She just kind of gently takes her father by the arm. It's just like, shall we?
Of course, of course.
And she leads him back up the stairs. And is everything the same as when he left it? Or is the house different?
That is a great question.
It is.
I think I need to ask you, Stephanie, and if you're not sure on the answer, that is fine, but what is Rebecca hoping to show to Abraham?
Well, she has realized that she's very difficultly realized that she was wrong about a lot of things. And realizing how wrong she has been in her conversation with Siobhan gave her a realization and actually made her feel a little lighter than she'd ever felt in a very long time. And she knows her father is a very stubborn man, but she wants to try to help him find that lightness, because she sees the weight he carries as the head of the family, a very wealthy, respectable family on the island. There's always pressure there. And she's realizing some of the darker things he did to maintain the family and how it hurt people and how, well, she was doing it differently, but she was still hurting people. And I think she is afraid of losing her father again now when she finally feels like more secure in the relationship, and she wants to help him see things from a new perspective, which she knows is not an easy task.
And I think, Cass, I have to ask, what was Abraham's last innocent moment?
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck! JD, what the fuck?
Damn.
That's rude, Shotty.
Coming for this man's throat. God.
What were you and your brother Wet Ratley doing?
Okay. There is no nice way to talk about this. The last innocent moment. Like, okay. So are we talking like, I don't know how far back to go. Because there's stages of losing innocence on this guy's head.
I think we get to see the stages.
Okay. all the way back. So this would have been, oh God, how old did I say he was? He was in his 60s in 1917. So we are talking born right around the start of the Civil War. And he's from just north of the Mason-Dixon. But all his family's below it. And I think the last innocent moment Abraham had was after the war. Because I think his family wasn't quite touched by it. I think they went north. But I think the last innocent moment he had was when he was about, let's say, 11, where his mother threw a party together for his birthday. And at that time, he had friends. He had a brother. Just for you guys, I gave him a brother. He had a brother. His daddy had died in the war, but whose daddy didn't. And I think that was the last birthday because that like the last innocent moment because I think within a few days of that, like his mother died. And it was his job to take care of everything after that. So, yeah.
And so as you walk back up those stairs, you find that you are no longer in the house that you're expecting to see. You see a house instead that you haven't seen for 5 decades, Abraham. One that really only exists in your memories. And you see a young boy surrounded by friends, by family. And you see a smile on that boy's face that shocks you. Because you never could have smiled like that. That is the smile of someone without the weight of the world on them. That is a smile of pure innocence, and you're not even sure you ever saw that smile on Rebecca's face.
Rebecca, why am I here?
I don't know. I didn't choose this. I didn't. Is that you, Papa? She just points.
Yes.
Oh, you're so short.
I was 11.
I know. That's why it's so weird. Children never see.
You are still small.
Well, yes, compared to you, but children like never see their parents small. And
Well, that is your good for nothing brother Sebastian, or my good for nothing brother Sebastian, your uncle. And that's your mother, who, or my mother, God, my
it's
mother, who you're named after.
oh, Papa, why don't you smile like that anymore?
Not long after this, your grandmother died. She had consumption, didn't tell anybody.
I'm sorry. Did you ever tell anyone about it? And talk to anyone about it after? Did you ever had- did you ever talk to a priest or a friend or something like that?
A few. Things were all right for a long time. I made sure Sebastian and I were housed and fed and clothed. Local parish took up a collection for us and helped us get to your great aunt's house back down in Maryland. We were all right for a good long while.
But you never felt that happy again.
Just one more time.
When you married Mama?
No, dear girl, the day you were born. Your mother and I were convenient for each other.
You never loved each other?
I had affection for her, but no.
Oh. I thought, well, I suppose I worried that the, mm, it's the selfish thought now, I realize, but I worried that does this every night.
Yeah.
Every night.
Oh no.
They're coming. Okay. They know what we've
Oh,
done. Uh, Dalton
we haven't
family.
even blown anything up yet.
Yeah. As I worried that I was uh, too much for you and Mama to worry about, that maybe I might have gotten between you, but
Oh no. No. I'm so sorry, my girl. No. Your mother was never interested in being a mother.
it wasn't because of me.
No. She married me, had you, because it was what was expected of her. I did not expect her to be a parent when she so obviously did not wish to be. And truthfully, I would have annulled the marriage, even though it would have made you a bastard. But she was spiteful. I think she was jealous
Jealous of you?
of you.
That
You you are the only person in this world that I have cared about for a very, very long time, Rebecca.
Rebecca just kind of leans her head against Abraham's shoulder and just says, I wish I had been more secure in myself to realize that sooner. I know that that lack of self-assurance didn't just hurt me, but it hurt you too, and that you had to do some terrible things to hide my faults.
I didn't have to do them. But I would do them again.
I know, Papa. But I hope you don't have to. I hope that if I make more mistakes, you will hold my hand as I try to set things right. That I can be strong like you. So that we could maybe heal and be happy. Maybe as happy as you were. And she points again to the small Abraham dancing with his mother.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'll
Anything
accept
for you.
maybe.
I'll try.
She kind of like smiles, and her eyes have never really looked unburdened or light, but this is one of the more joyful smiles that he hasn't seen from her in a long time. And she just kind of gives him a hug. Just says, I love you, Papa. Just like you love me when I do terrible things in spite of the terrible things, and I love you in spite of the terrible things too.
Oh, sweetheart, you do not even know the terrible things that I
I
have gotten
know.
into.
I don't. But I still love you.
Okay.
Need some air?
Yes, please.
And she will go to the front door and hold it open for him so they can go out into the snow.
And Abraham, as you step outside, the night seems darker, and you realize it's because all of the streetlights are out, though the lights strung on the houses around you are still glowing in the darkness. The wind is picking up, and I think there's a moment where you realize Rebecca's going to be cold. She's not dressed for this weather. She shouldn't be out here with you. And I'm gonna ask Steph, what is his last glimpse of Rebecca when he glances back before she disappears?
I think she's kind of smiling. There's some sadness to it from the things she's kind of learned about her father, some regret for not learning them sooner before everything got so terrible. Um, but she just kind of plucks one of the pink anemones from her hair and tucks it into his lapel. Just says, I'll see you soon, Papa. Don't worry, I'll be okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, what horror will I witness next?
And I think that is where I'm going to have us take a short 10-minute break before our next ghost arrives. And so don't go anywhere. We are only 2 ghosts in. We have several more to go.
Oh man.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Her and I were the siblings who would like fight in public. But if anybody tried to discipline either of us that wasn't our parents or like an aunt and uncle, we would become a united front instantly.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's like
There was-
I'm sorry, we're talking right now. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
what are you
We're
fucking
slap
talking
fighting.
about?
You don't get to interrupt this.
Yeah. Shout out
was
to my
no-
brother's speech pathologist as a kid, because Connor only talked to me and in our own language.
Mm.
So when they tried to
Sick.
separate us to teach him to talk, didn't go so well.
Yeah, there was no solidarity in our household. There only violence.
Yeah.
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 Except when she was like actively seizing. Then I could be like a good big sister. Then
Yeah.
then I could be like, okay, this situation has gone bad. Nobody else freak out.
It's fine.
It's fine. We got this.
Oh,
And I am reminded once again that I am an only child, probably for good reason. Because I was a little demon.
You were like our nephews as a child. Yes. Only now there's 2 of them, but there was only 1 of you. So
Yeah, there was only one of
your
me.
parents made a choice, and it was a wise one.
Yes.
They did not have energy for 2.
No, they absolutely did not.
My brother and I were both accidents
Oh, surprises.
with multiple forms of keeping accidents at bay. And we were both like, nah, here we are.
That was cute. We've chosen
Somebody
to
out-
exist.
Somebody out there was just like, nah, these
Yeah.
ones. Not sure if God or Satan, but nah, these ones.
You know, funnily enough, that's what my dad used to say. He's like, I really tried to like keep this from, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of parental relationships, Abraham, you have just been visited by a version of your daughter. A version different than the one you remember. And as I think your hand just unconsciously goes to that anemone that was placed in your lapel, you can already feel it starting to decay.
Like that.
Starting to crumble beneath your fingers. And
where
I
am I
think
now? Yeah, where am I?
you're standing outside as the wind picks up, not quite howling, but almost there. And I think with Q's permission, you hear a sound from back inside your house.
Of course, Q picks up that mug at this time.
What I had on hand.
You didn't pick that just for me. Okay.
I would never.
Anyway, yeah, I think Abraham squares his shoulders. Still got the fireplace poker in his hand. Straightens his suit. Turns around and walks back into his house. Let's go.
And where does he find Weston?
I think in the kitchen,
Oh, okay.
there's a tray of charcuterie. There's a two glasses, actually. There are two glasses of wine, one half drunk, the other waiting for someone else. Weston has a knife and is carving a very large salami to finish adding to the charcuterie board. He's got on an apron, which is over a Christmas sweater, one of the ones that is purposefully tacky.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
still well made.
Yeah.
Mhm. And he's just carving.
Is it still my kitchen or is it Weston's kitchen?
I think it's Weston's kitchen.
Yeah. I think Abraham stops and looks around at the modern appliances.
Mhm. Oh yeah, everything is sleek,
Uh-huh.
shiny, like marble countertops.
Clear front cabinets where you can see all the dishes stacked up perfectly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
everything in its place.
Okay.
You're late.
Am I? Did not realize I was on a schedule.
I mean, only so many hours in an evening. Wine?
Don't really drink wine, gives me a headache.
You might want to make an exception for this evening.
Is it like a sit at the countertop island situation?
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Because then you can sit there and chop in front of me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
I think he just sits directly, like sets the poker down on the chair next to him and just sits. What do you call slicing things up like this? It's like a
It's
snacking board.
it's called a charcuterie board.
Huh, seems fancy.
Very. And got guests coming, so
We do.
yes.
Who?
Well, you've seen the past, yeah?
Yeah, my last happy memory as a child.
Well, you know how the book goes, I'm sure.
I remember reading it when it was serialized in the papers.
Weird flex, but okay.
What is what it no, never mind. I
The
don't wanna know what
present,
that means.
your situation, our situation, as it is now.
What happened to me? Why can't I remember?
Which time?
The last thing I remember is sitting down to brunch.
Oh, no, that would make sense. The contents of your skull were removed forcefully.
Close to long range.
Long.
Mm. I take
Mm,
it none of you saw who did it.
no, but you apparently didn't listen to the heads up. Then, well, your head was off.
Shame. Brunch looked like it would be tasty.
I wasn't present for it, but I heard, yes.
Which one are you? I'm so sorry.
Right now I'm Weston.
West.
Figured I'd go with actual name. Since we're all sort of in the shit, as it were. Oh, apologies. We're in the muck and the mire.
Been there before.
Yeah, and seems like we need all of us to get out.
So I am dead. Again.
Again. But there's been some magical interference.
All right.
And whatever we do here will help bring you back.
Okay.
Cass, I need you to roll with Shadow.
Well, fuck me running. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. What's the shadow? What's the shadow? 7.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down,
Thank you
dude.
for the donation.
Yeah, dude.
Thank
Crack one
you.
for the big boy.
Thank you.
We appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
And so that was a 7.
7. Because I was hoping I would add something to that, but I didn't. Flat roll for Abe.
And so, Abraham, as you are standing in this kitchen, in this house that was yours, but now is not yours, and you're having these memories come back of you have seen Weston before. In fact, you had seen Rachel before too. Moments ago, you had no idea who these people were.
No.
And you feel these two opposing sets of memories just scratching up against the sides of your head, pushing against each other. Because if one of these realities exists, does the other? Was that reality of a few moments ago the one where your daughter visited a different version of your daughter? Was that the right one? Because you were still in your house then. Or is it this one where you remember having brunch, where you remember the night spent at the hospital, where you remember everything that has happened in these past few days? Which one is which and how do they fit? And who are these guests who are coming? Because something about that makes the hair rise on the back of your neck.
Weston's going to slide the glass of wine closer to you.
Oh, he takes it and he downs it.
I did warn you.
No, I already had the headache. I might as well add to it.
Fair.
Chuck just meowed at me to let me know she brought me a hair tie.
So loving.
So
It was
loving.
just very loud and right underneath me, and I was like,
what's that? Yeah, the wee one provides, and we thank you.
yes. So.
Now, you should be more festive.
Do I still feel like I'm being watched, JD?
Oh, that has never stopped.
Ma'am.
So it's heartbreaking that Chuck is getting noise gated for me.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
He's so audible. So
So
audible.
audible.
To the rest
She's
of us.
just
It's
so
crazy.
cute. Yes, we're talking about you, Boo Boo.
Can I give Abraham an ugly Christmas sweater? Please.
Oh.
Please. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
This man
What are
needs a
you
bad
putting
Christmas
him
sweater.
in? What are you putting him in?
So this is from
it
Weston.
appears.
This
It just appears.
This is from Weston, so I do apologize. However, it is it is it's blue and gray and white. So definitely oof.
That's fine.
No, buddy.
Oof.
She was
Stop.
like, "No, we're not gonna move that direction."
I don't want.
She almost clawed my face. It was
Mhm.
fine.
It's blue and gray and white. And there are little rats. With little Christmas hats.
Yes, rat sweater.
Why am I wearing this atrocious thing?
Festive.
They are rats, Weston.
With Christmas hats.
Is this a thing from your time period that is humorous?
It applies.
There is a large one.
Mm-hmm. Close to your heart? Yeah. Why don't you take this out to the living room? I'll join you with the other.
Why do I feel like I'm being watched?
It's because you are. We all are.
Why am I alone?
You're dealing with some things. So I think this is a journey you've got to take on your own.
He'll reach over and pick up a piece of salami. This is infuriating.
Incredibly.
Why you?
For this one, I think you and I have more in common than we might have realized previously.
That's what Miss Blauhair said.
Probably not for the same reasons, but close. Or maybe they are the same reasons.
Is that blueberries in that cheese?
In one of them, yes. The other is blue cheese.
I've had blue cheese before.
Right, but yes. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that there were two. There are two blue cheeses.
Right. Charcuterie.
Yes.
Wine.
Absolutely.
Visitors.
Inevitably.
Lead the way.
Great. Grab the tray, I'll grab the other. Just going to grab one of the charcuterie boards and head out into the living room. Well appointed, simple, but clearly a lot of money and care was put into it. Such a lump.
And I imagine that as you walk out there, the guests have already arrived. And so around that table, we see Kai, we see Christian.
Mm.
I think with Della's permission, we see Siobhan. And then we see a wine glass set at the head of the table, which, Weston, you know it shouldn't be there. But that place is unoccupied.
Well, what a motley crew.
Yes. What's your last name?
Oh shit. Steph.
Dalton.
Thank you.
Okay.
I couldn't remember either.
I was like,
I started to draw it, and then my brain went, "You don't know what it is."
yeah.
It's so gone. I'm so sorry.
And my brain also was like, nope. And you know what's really funny? I have the character sheet open in front of me, and all I had to do was move
Look
the
at it.
Like, is
window
it
to
not on
look
the
at it.
sheet?
Sure, but like you couldn't. Why would you do that? That's
Yeah,
silly.
no.
Why would I do that?
That doesn't
Did
make
you-
sense.
Dalton. The last name is Dalton.
Dalton. Yes. Well, Mr. Dalton, we couldn't very well miss a party like this. Good to see
Hello,
you.
Christian. You throw a mean right hook.
Yeah. Well, took up boxing while I was in college. How's your job?
Not glass, so fine.
Wonderful. That is a lovely sweater.
I've been told it makes sense to those who know what's going on.
Well, I mean, kinda, yeah.
You know, this tracks. Anyway, sit down, have a snack. Let's get the party going.
Mm.
So you all are my Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
More or less. Oh, can you pass me that blueberry one? Can you put a little bit on
yeah,
that
no
little
problem.
cracker for me?
Go.
Oh, thank you, Kai.
Yeah.
Essentially, if I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I feel like what's the best way to say this? You seem like a person who values directness.
Correct.
In most of your dealings, would you say that that's the case?
Yes.
Well, good. Well, we're all to say here to let you know, as you already know, that you are deep within your soul a
You're a piece of shit.
I was gonna say a miserly old cuss, but thank you, Christian.
You're welcome. I, as a as a journalist, I probably should have found something a little more flowery and colorful, but I really just had to speak my truth on that.
I respect that. You've been hanging out with Rachel. She has that influence, and Weston, of course, too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't cuss that often.
That's fair.
I mean, this is a situation where it would be warranted, so.
I mean, hey, he hasn't done anything to me.
Mm.
Just, holding up progress a bit by being a stubborn git, but
Seems like doing something to you. You fucked with your newspapers.
I mean, Christian, not me.
Oh, Christian. Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people here. It's
Right. No, for sure.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't know what reaction you wanted from all that.
well, this is just sort of describing the whole problem, isn't it? You know, the whole problem is holding up progress, holding things up. Right?
Right. We're trying to move forward.
Towards what?
Getting out.
Of what?
This fucking island situation.
The cycles. The loops.
Wouldn't it be nice to just let it go?
It would.
To have an ending mean something instead of, you know, just coming back and back and back.
To be continued.
To be continued for forever. Forever. And the difficulty that we all seem to have, if I can be frank, is that it's not just your own progress that you're holding up, right? There's more to you. There's more there. We're all multi-layered individuals now. Multividuals? Is there a word for that, Christian? Or whatever the hell we've got going on?
Multifaceted.
Multifaceted is a
Multifaceted.
That
word.
work.
That's a
And
word.
I
You
did
are, but
multividuals was pretty good. I'm not
That
gonna
was,
lie.
yeah.
I thought it was cute,
I
but
like
I
that
don't.
better.
All right.
Yeah, use
Multivisuals
it.
then. You are but one facet of a multivisual.
I'm remembering Dr. Voss
Hmm.
and Gwydion.
Oh yeah, can't forget him.
I like Gwydion.
So do I.
There was another one, a young woman.
Mm-hmm. The firebug.
I don't much like her.
No.
That's a lot. That's a lot there.
There's a lot going on there.
A Sacred Flame fangirl? Yeah, no, I'm alright.
Oh, Lord have mercy on me.
However, you all are connected. Like we are to others, like Christian and I, and Raven and Russell.
And Kai and your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And something about the way I died and presumably was brought back has stalled us.
It's more about how you live. You don't live right. I said that wrong. It's more like you live in a very narrow purview. You've got a very narrow set of understandings of what is right and what is wrong. And you are quite rigid in how you go about things. And that is causing us all problems. If we are going to move beyond to be continued, if we're going to figure out what is going on this island, we're going to have to move beyond the way we've been doing things. And you got to understand, I've got Rachel in the back of my head trying to add in every time I speak, add in and find out who these MFers are who are effing with us. And she has a very specific set of ideas about what we should be doing to those individuals. You've gotta, that's her pattern. You gotta figure out your pattern. I had to figure out my pattern so I could stop being murdered by your daughter.
Yeah.
I could stop living in that place where I was murdered. Well, not your daughter didn't murder me. Her boyfriend murdered me.
And I think we've all seen how we feel about that one. So,
Yep.
and
Oh yeah, I don't like him much at all.
Nice piece of shit.
before we get too deep into this, I want you to know you're not the only one with issues. You're just the only one that died again.
So far.
So far. Well,
The wine glass on the table, the one at the head of the table, starts to shake.
I was about to say, well, there was one more.
Fuck,
Knock
you're
that
right,
off.
Sophie.
Yeah, and that fucking
Thurston.
Maniac from the TB word, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Even if he had ethics, he wouldn't have followed him.
Mm-mm.
What do you think it wants from me then? Well, let me rephrase. What do you all expect me to do to break my cycle?
What did you break? That's the whole thing. We have to fix what we broke.
I don't think I broke much of anything that wasn't already broken.
But that's still you still made it worse by breaking it further, though. Like,
I protected my child. I failed to protect my child.
yeah. You did. And I'm not going to pretend to imagine how that hurts. Since I now have a better understanding of you and Rebecca. But
Where is my wife?
I'm gonna be honest. Wait. Where's your wife?
thought you didn't give a damn about your wife.
I
She
thought she
killed
killed
my
you.
child.
What?
I thought she killed you. I'm sorry. I thought you killed her.
I did, because she killed my child.
I thought Isaiah killed Rebecca. What do you mean your what? Her mom killed her?
Hmm.
Why? How? What the fuck?
I'm gonna stand up and open the door closest to me, and I'm thinking real hard about where I saw my wife last, JD. On that beach where Isaiah and Rebecca died.
Well, Isaiah left Rebecca to die. He
Where
wasn't on that
Isaiah
beach. He
yeah.
abandoned her and sailed to the mainland.
Yeah.
Like a piece of shit.
Such a dickweed.
Yeah.
So you are thinking about that, Abraham, and you are thinking about that really hard. Which door do you move through? Just out of curiosity.
Weston, is this apartment open floor plan where the only doors are going to be to a closet? What are we talking to?
We're talking a full house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full house. So there are. It's probably still open though. Doors will go to like outside.
Yeah.
Canonically there is a door to downstairs.
Mhm.
If that's the closest door to this dining room table, that's the door I'm opening, is the one downstairs.
And so you open that door, and I don't even think you register what in the room has changed. I think there's maybe a moment of, I expected to be heading downstairs. I expected there to be stairs here.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you see a room, and you don't get to take in the details of that room because you're only focused on the figures in there. But it is a room with cracked and peeling paint, with an old hospital bed shoved to one side. And you see Kai standing there, Weston behind him, a scalpel pressed against Kai's throat.
I can't laugh right now.
I think you see, like that anime sheen on the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
The light obscures the eyes, and there's just a smile.
And you hear a disembodied voice say, "It's all happening again."
I picked up that poker when I picked up the charcuterie. I'm gonna walk up real slow. Poker kept down at my side. Kai's hands loose.
Kai definitely has hands on where he's being restrained, like one trying to pull the knife down and the other on the other arm that's restraining him.
Shh. It'll go quick.
We had a deal, my guy. Get each other off the island.
Plans have changed.
Don't have to.
Kai, give me your hand. I'm gonna get real close. But I'm gonna keep eyes locked with Weston.
Kai's still gotta keep one hand on the hand that has the knife and just kind of slowly, tentatively.
Press just a little bit.
My guy. Do you want to keep
What do I
coming
have to
back?
roll to distract Weston long enough to put the poker in Kai's hand?
I think I'm going to call that a social prowess roll. And I think I'm going to make it contested, so both of you roll sociability.
No, it's Weston, man!
How did you do? How'd you do? But hold on, let me roll first, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, because I said, like, JD said that, and I'd already rolled one dice when when JD said it would be contested, and I add a +1 to this.
Lucky.
Mm.
5.
I got an 11.
Oh!
I rolled a 6 and a 4.
There we go.
Yeah.
What do you say to Weston to distract him, to keep his attention on you?
Men like us aren't cowardly enough to do this.
That look up, that hesitation, flash of anger, being called coward. It's enough to slip.
Yep. And I will glance at Kai. My daughter was always strong enough to save herself. I just didn't give her the chance. And then I'll punch Weston in the head.
Hey!
Please.
Roll to punch Weston.
Roll what? Roll what to punch Weston?
Roll physicality.
It's physicality, I think.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I had a +2 to that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need it. I got an 8. I rolled double threes.
And so, in that case, with an 8, which is, not as bad as it could have been, and we will perhaps be grateful for that. I don't know. Are we rooting for Abraham all of a sudden? This is a shift. This is a shift.
Abraham is who he is.
I think we're more voting against Weston.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's way more accurate.
So, Abraham, you are able to hit Weston. But I'm going to give Weston a choice. Because technically on an 8, you exchange harm. But Kai is between you.
Yeah.
Does the harm go to Kai? Or does the harm go to Abraham?
I mean, gotta go to Kai. Gotta teach you a lesson. I mean, then the scalpel's right there. So.
And I think it makes perfect sense because Abraham, you just told Kai that you never gave Rebecca the chance to show that she had the strength to save herself. Mm-hmm. And before Kai could act, you stepped in to intervene even more than you already had. And I think in this instance, you watch as Weston slits Kai's throat.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy.
What are Kai's final moments like?
There is the panic of, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. No, I'm trying to avoid this. This is not happening. I refused to let this happen. And he is trying to grab at his throat, and he's using muscle memory from Ivy's time in the hospital on how to hold the throat in the way that to slow the bleeding enough to not immediately bleed out in the next minute. But he is panicked, and it is very different to do it to oneself as opposed to another person. So I think his final thoughts are a mix of, this is not fucking happening, and I refuse to accept this shit.
JD, can I say something?
Of course.
This is my story tonight, Kai. Save yourself. You're not dying in my story.
Do I need to roll something, JD, or...
I would like Cass to roll with Shadow, and I am also going to roll with Shadow.
Why are you rolling with Shadow?
Why are you rolling with Shadow? God, I hate JD's poker face. 10.
You beat out my 8.
Oh, I heard that. I heard that, Steph.
It's my favorite.
It's so good.
Favorite part of the night.
Hearing Steph through multiple walls.
Fuck the noise gate.
And so, in that moment, as you say that, you feel almost like the air around you pushing on you, fighting you. And then it's strange because you just know I'm in control here. But instead, you hear fingers snap. And it's almost like rewind has been pushed. Or maybe it's just that you blink. Because you're back at that table. And Christian and Kai and Siobhan are there. Weston is there. And it's as though nothing happened. There is no tension between Kai and Weston. There is no sense of injury experienced by Kai. That fire poker is still in your hands.
Interesting. Note to self. Ask and ye shall not receive.
Ask for what?
You care to elaborate on that?
Your
I went
wife?
looking
You were
for
looking
my
for your
wife and instead found Weston murdering Kai.
what?
Weston, are you gonna murder Kai?
I mean, I don't think so.
Hospital scalpel to the throat.
Yeah, TB board. I'm not going there. Like, I know that vision. I've had that vision. We're not going to do that vision.
You what?
I had a vision in the tunnels of you with a knife standing over my dead body and the TB board. I'm not going to the TB board. I don't know why you'd stab me. I have no idea why.
Where did this all begin?
When we got here, like,
Are you talking about the collective?
Yes.
The TV ward.
TB board.
So
I'm gonna burn down.
I lived here. We moved here shortly after it burned down.
I mean, that's
The
where Gwyd
ones,
did it.
the ones who burned it down. It's probably their fault. Or they kicked off something. We don't know what it is.
And
But
I'm holding things up.
we've all got unfinished business. And you're stubborn.
and again, like I said, you're not the only one.
You're just the first one who is reachable.
Yeah.
The girl
Yeah.
And the man in the coat.
and the man in the coat. My unfinished business was my daughter, who I've already seen. So it's something about Rebecca that I did not see.
I don't reckon it actually has as much to do with Rebecca. I reckon it has something to do with you. Your business. Thinking about you as a human, as like a person, and not you as just some guardian figure for Rebecca.
Try not to sneeze. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, my eyes started watering. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna keep it in."
I think that's the thing. You want to be in control of everything. You don't want to be the main character of the story out there making choices, doing stuff. You want to be the person on the sidelines who knows everything that's going on and sees it all and knows it all. But you want to make sure that everybody's making the right choices. You want to be a little puppet master. That ain't got nothing to do with Rebecca, except that's what you did to her. But I don't know.
Huh. So which one of you is the little boy I'm supposed to save with kindness at the end of this story?
Everybody looks at Kai.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
I guess it does, since I had the vision where I fucking die, and he just had a vision where I fucking die, and it's the same one. I guess it's me. Surprise.
God bless us, everyone.
I wish he would. Feeling pretty unfucking blessed right now.
This Alan has
Kai.
a weird Catholicism fetish. Have you noticed
Right?
It
that?
does. It
Yeah.
really does.
Young Mr. Kai.
Yeah.
You and my daughter are apparently similar people.
Apparently, to a degree. Sure.
Who did you kill?
I didn't kill anyone.
I believe you.
I would like to call bullshit on that. I would love to roll about that. I would
Yeah,
love
I
to
feel
do
like
a roll
Shiv wants to
about it.
roll on that too.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Everybody
absolutely.
rolls on that?
Denial.
Everybody's rolling on that
I'm
one.
gonna roll on Kai.
Yep.
Mhm.
Everybody roll with some awareness.
9.
I got new stats. Awareness. 9.
Ooh.
Yeah, hold on.
Everybody calling bullshit on that.
Uh-huh.
11.
Ooh. There it is.
And I think that makes a lot of sense because for Siobhan, for Abraham, you both pick up that slight shake in Kai's voice that lets you know it's not true. But for Weston, you look into Kai's eyes and you see reflected back something you've seen in your own. Something you've also seen in Abraham's. Something you've also seen in Rachel's.
What?
You want to try that again?
None of us exactly believed you, son.
Yeah, I'm not trying to blow up your spot, but
I guess if we're gonna go around the table sharing what level of blood we all got on our hands, I technically didn't kill anyone. I just didn't help someone who was dying.
Ooh.
And why?
It's a friend's father. He was very controlling, very domineering. I thought, like you, Abraham, but he didn't actually love his child, or if he did, he sure didn't know how to express it, given that he basically, when he divorced her mom, he was the one with all the money and basically was using her as a controlling factor. And he picked us up from a party we'd snuck out to because she wasn't allowed to go to places he didn't schedule for her, and on the way back veered off the road because it was winter, and we went into riverbed. He was unconscious in the front, and we were in the back, and I got her out, and then I didn't go back for him. Maybe I could have moved him, but I was a teenager. He was an adult. Maybe not, but I didn't try.
cold-blooded.
So was he. But you know what? She got a lot better after he was gone.
Interesting. Were you planning to kill me, Kai?
I wasn't planning on killing you. One, you're already dead, technically. Two, not the biggest fan of your daughter, but seeing some of your initial reactions, I was more pushing her back so she didn't have to interact with you. I could see I kind of misjudged that. My bad. Anyway, that's my body count. I'm guessing it's probably one of the lower ones here, but you know.
Oh, I didn't kill anybody when I was alive.
Oh, congratulations, Siobhan.
Yeah, I made it. I made it to the ripe old age of 20 without committing a murder. I got murdered instead. So, you know.
Yeah. Some bullshit.
Interesting. I think I'm understanding now.
For you?
Perhaps.
And I think in this moment, as you have been discussing body counts, that Kai and Siobhan and Christian fade away. And it is just Weston and Abraham staring at each other over a table that is no longer filled with food, but instead with rotten meat. But that's not clean enough to be meat. Those were bodies, and they are spread out on the table where the charcuterie board once sat. That's not wine in those glasses. No, it's too thick. You both sit at a banquet of horror. And Weston, you know that it will soon be time to go.
Well, did you learn something?
Not yet. Theories. One more ghost to go.
One more. And you know it's the doozy.
Death.
I mean,
These yours.
one of them. I think this is a shared.
Can I lift the head on the one closest to me? Is it someone I recognize?
Whose head is it?
Commanding officer. He got what was coming to him. Put it back down. No, this one's mine. Left him rotting in a jungle half a world away.
There. This one's mine. Part of it, anyway.
Personal?
Business, actually.
Ah.
Well, his personal umbrage got in the way of my business aspirations.
I see.
You did whatever you needed to for your child.
Did
But,
I?
well, I'm sure you could have done more.
Parents' eternal struggle. How much to do and how much wasn't enough.
Yeah. I should probably, if we get out of here, I should probably take that to heart.
I'd say having a child would do you good, Weston, but I don't think it would.
I don't know. I think it'd be a good dad.
Until they disappointed you.
That would be unfortunate.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll keep it to a dog.
Kids are the greatest reward and the greatest disappointment. All rolled into tiny slobbering packages. Dogs pay attention better.
Yes. More easily trained.
I'd say it was nice to have one-on-one with you, Weston, but don't know that it was. I don't dislike you, but all this.
I mean, I understand. I feel like were I in your time, you probably wouldn't even have noticed me. So this isn't too bad.
I did recognize talent and utilize it. So, who knows?
Fair. Well, good luck.
Thank you. I don't recommend eating that.
Oh no, that was awful.
It'll make you sick later, too. Trust me. That's what happened to this one.
How unfortunate for him.
Hmm. Can I walk back to the downstairs door, JD?
You certainly can. What is the last image we see of Weston as Abraham walks away?
I think you see Weston sort of reclined in the chair, hand on the glass. You can see just a trickle of it rolling down the outside of the glass. It certainly looks like blood. And the expression on his face is vacant.
Mm-hmm.
Like the moments where he's not in front of an audience. There's nothing there. Mhm.
And Abraham, you see none of that. What do you expect to see as you open that door to the downstairs?
Well, in the story, the specter of death shows up and takes Scrooge's hand and leads him to his grave, where he is lonely and cold in the ground, and no one remembers him fondly. So I think he opens the door and he expects to see one of his new companions with a disapproving look on their face.
What does he see, Della?
Brunch.
There it is. Yeah.
I'm gonna check in. How do you feel about some body horror tonight?
Let's
All
fucking
right.
go.
All right. You're sitting at the table.
Mm.
You hear the voice from Rachel's mouth. Get down. You hesitate. You lock up. Nobody tells you what to do. Nobody's told you what to do for a very, very long time. You couldn't trust the people who told you what to do.
Nope.
And then you don't feel anything. Suddenly, there's a moment of confusion and you feel nothing. There's nothing. Again. And you're back at brunch. You're in your seat. You hear the voice. Get down. You get down.
No.
Time goes slower. It feels like you're moving through jello. And it feels like the bullet is moving through you. You can feel it. You can feel the bone crack. You can feel it parting the gray matter of your brain. You can feel the explosion of the shockwave, parting meninges from skull,
Mm.
skin from skull, hair from skin. And then there's nothing. Again. It's brunch. Get down. The bullet comes. Again.
I think each time he's leaning for he's not getting down, but he's leaning forward each time, and like eventually we hit one loop where he's able to say something. What do you want? I know what they want. What do you want?
You're not at brunch anymore. You're in the cult compound.
Mm.
And the bearer is sitting there. And for the very first time, their hood is off. And you can see their face. But the camera is behind them.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So you see their face. You see scars, shiny burn scars, little nicks, little cuts from knives, just the patina of long injury. I want change.
What do you want to change? The world is changing all the time.
Yes. I want something new. Something really new. Something broken beyond this pattern. I am your antithesis. You want tomorrow to look like today. You crave, above all things, homeostasis.
Quite a
'Cause
few
it's
assumptions you're making.
assumptions based on how you live, assumptions based on choices you've made. Every time you've killed to make the world a little bit more the same, a little bit more predictable for you and yours, a little bit easier for you and yours. You have ended the lives that might have changed things in a way you did not like.
Okay. I understand now. Huh. This was your place.
Yes.
You had followers.
Yes.
People who wanted to see the world burn and grow anew.
Yes.
Growth does not happen on ashes alone. There must be foundation, strength, some sort of base that does not fundamentally alter. There can be catalysts, but the base must remain the same.
Why?
Sorry, something very loud just happened outside my door.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was caught on.
Yeah.
Okay. My children. Where was I going with that thought? Because fundamentally, we are the same. But someone's been messing with us.
Yes.
Okay. I have died and died again. And like Christ, I will rise on the third time. I am not Christ.
No.
This is very interesting. I think the lesson is for me to grow, to learn to trust my daughter, to stop interfering in the world around me to elicit the results I wish to see. And I can do that. But that's not why I was chosen for this experiment. I'm the control. I do not change. I do not alter. Everyone this evening has called me stubborn. You got a light?
They hold out their hand and it is on fire.
JD?
Yes, Cass.
So I have a little move that I took from the Dragon playbook. Wrath of the Dragon. When engaged in fight or flight, when you activate this move and choose fight, take an automatic 10 plus to your roll as you tap into your power. JD, can I punch through reality with a fire fist after shaking the bearer's hand?
I would like you to roll with physicality.
Ooh. Y'all, the dice said, let's go. That's a 6
Hell
and a 5
yes.
plus 2. That is a
Hell
13.
yes.
Go.
Yeah.
So, Cass,
Look it up,
what
fam.
what does this look like?
Abraham Dalton reaches out as the literal base to a catalyst. Like, I am the jelly in the little petri dish touching the foreign object here. Reach out, shake hands, take that fire into my hand. And then Abraham just punches at the air around him and is trying to dent the reality around him enough that he can rip it open. And all he wants is to see where, because this is a psychodrama about him. Why is it about him? What is going on that has made him so fucking important? Well, he died. He rips open reality to that moment at brunch, realizes he made that choice. He made that choice. He can't change that choice. He rips open reality to that room where he was laying in that casket before we were all shunted to the next part of the island, where it was decades, centuries, however long in the future. And the choice that Mara and Gwyd and Anna make to wake him up, he punches through into that moment. He wakes himself up.
Let's go.
He fundamentally alters himself in that moment so that he is no longer the anchor to this reality. He is now unmoored as much as the others are. There are still obviously strings tying him to whatever the fuck is going on, but someone was counting on him being stubborn and ignoring whatever this was supposed to be and fighting every step of the way. But he's been listening. And it's his daughter's favorite book. Who would he be to ignore it?
And as this is a psychodrama, I think in that moment, as you return to the funeral, as you recognize I can change things and I will, you realize that there was a Bible placed over Abraham's chest, but it's not a Bible. Christmas Carol. It's your daughter's copy of A Christmas Carol. And as you take that in, as you take in this moment, you feel watched again. But this time, you see what's watching you. You see that glitching shadow. But it flickers. It changes. You can't see the face because the face doesn't change. But you see a man in black. Black suit jacket, black trousers, black shoes, black vest, black button down, all neatly made and tailored. Black skin. And he just tilts his head towards you, almost approvingly.
Didn't catch your name.
He snaps his fingers. He disappears. But there's something sitting on the chair that he was sitting in. A nameplate. And it just says, the devil.
Cute. Steph.
And that
That
is
is
where
so
we are
impressive.
going to end tonight's session.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Damn.
I need you to know that I have, every time he shows up, I write in my notebook, glitchy little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Hat Man.
It's the Hat
The Hat Man.
Oh no,
The Hat Man.
It's the Hat Man.
Listen, you gotta
No,
stop taking
Benadryl.
so much Benadryl, Abraham.
Look,
I know.
genuinely,
it's
I
the
take a lot of
19 teens.
Benadryl because of my allergies. I have never seen the Hat Man. I don't know what I did not know about the Hat Man until like 5 years ago. I was like,
You gotta take catastrophic quantities of Benadryl to see the
15
Hat Man.
Yeah.
You gotta
Or just
you
be a
gotta
child.
take enough Benadryl to like boot you right through reality and into like a permanent like sleep paralysis demon seeing state.
okay.
The fact that while Abraham was mid punch through reality, Will popped up and was like, "Is this a
I
good
know,
time for
I was
bad
like-
things?" And I was like, "Don't you dare!" And he's like, "Oh, only 15,000." So
It's okay. Will gets to make me suffer the fallout of me eating a heart next week, so it's fine.
You know what? It's fine. I'll save the bad stuff for another time.
Right.
Wait, how does Will only have 15,000
because he
channel
keeps
points?
using bad stuff on everyone.
It's true.
Does do that.
He blows a lot on A Season of Secrets and Shadows when we
He
just
does.
make our own problems.
I was
all
going to
funny,
say,
though. It's all
weird that
funny.
the Hat Man would show up in 2 different Haz-Mas ongoing campaigns, but you know what?
Wait, what?
Apparently, if I had a nickel for that each time, I'd have 2
Wait,
nickels.
no. Explain. I'm confused. What?
Thy kingdom come.
Yeah, the Hat Man
I'm
showed
not
up in
caught
the
up on that Kingdom
The Hat
Come.
Man showed up.
The
Oh
Hat
my
Man showed up
God,
in the
that's
Kingdom Come too.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twice in 4 days. Like, that's a
We're breaking
record.
through all the realities down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right.
We're
We have
having a
had
time.
a
It
time
is true.
for
I'm the common
tonight.
denominator. I
You
keep
are.
bringing
It's
that.
true.
It's
It is all on you, Della.
Listen, somebody,
But-
I judged a flash fiction contest that was supposed to be a romance contest, and somebody wrote a very cute romance about the Hat Man. And that just lives in my head rent free.
Look,
I mean, valid.
Fair.
some people's hear me out as Slender Man. Some people's hear me out as the Hat Man.
Hugh has seen my hear me outs now.
I
So,
have, and honestly, fair.
you know, I don't think any of them were that weird.
There were a few that were like, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like Della and mine's hear me out are very similar.
No.
Listen.
Della, you got to stop bringing the Hat Man.
You got to stop bringing Hat Man to parties.
I don't think you do. I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. He doesn't cause problems. He
Yeah,
just
I was gonna say, has he
just
caused a problem?
looms.
No, I
He
think
just looms and causes cardiac arrhythmia.
Just like me, for real, for real.
All right, I'm gonna have us do outros. So,
Oh,
Steph, kick us off because we have had a time tonight. Remind us of who you are, the awesome things you are doing, and all of that stuff in that order.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
I'm Steph. I have been Kai, still the Martyr playbook, and Rebecca, now the Sage playbook. Oh, growth! That's gonna be interesting to see with her and her choices. But we love growth. You can catch me every other Tuesday at Entropy Emporium in They Call Us Villains. Next time will be our Christmas episode. Go see our Hallmark movie. It's gonna be so fun. Maybe Syl will find out who her secret admirer is there. Maybe everyone will find their partners again, since some of them seem to be apparitions. You can also catch me at Live from the Apocalypse and when I'm not in Redacted, when I'm in a season of Secrets and Shadows, newly single, just enjoying it. Just enjoying it whenever that comes back, and we'll see how she's gonna thrive for sure this time, for real this time.
Yeah,
Brianna
we
will be
believe
fine.
that. Fully
For real.
believe that.
Yeah,
single.
just keep saying it enough times.
She's single now!
And Steph, I just have to say, isn't there one more thing you have?
Yes, I forgot. You can catch me on Live from the Apocalypse tomorrow night in our new Haz-Mas one shot. Oh my god, name.
The Night Before Cheesemas.
The Night Before Cheesemas, where I will be a little mouse named Sassafras Buckthorn. So come see all our little mices finding their cheeses for Cheesemas. I'm sorry, cute.
I love the name too much. I almost died. It's fun.
It's a great name. I rolled that up and I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta get this little mouse Sassafras Buckthorn. This is the
Sassafras
most.
Buckthorn is incredible.
That's the most name.
That's the best name.
It's so
Lord.
good.
Come see what everyone else's cute little mice names are.
They're really adorable. As someone who gets to see them, they're adorable. All right, Q, if you are no longer dying, you are up next.
I'm no longer dying, thankfully. Hello, I'm Q, your friendly neighborhood cowboy maker. I was mostly Weston and Christian this evening. They're having a good time. It's perfectly fine. They're both still their original playbooks, so villain and hero respectively. When you can't find me here, you can find me out on the internet at Midnight Inc. That is midnight.inq. No, Midnight INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. We're not the underscore because we're not on X like that. We don't fucks with the bird app no more. Any whoozy fucks it. I'm doing a lot of stuff all over the place. You can find me Saturday. Are we doing it Saturday? For class
I believe
reunion?
we are. I believe
Okay.
we are. Unless
For
Will
class-
in the chat says otherwise momentarily.
Right. For class reunion, where I'm playing Kira, who is having a time, continues to have a time. It's fine. And then alternating Tuesdays, you can either find me here for Nephilim Tenebris, where I'm playing Cassidy's Star Runner, talk about growth. He is also experiencing growth. He's got a boyfriend now, so that's weird and new and fun. And then also on Entropy Emporium, for They Call Us Villains. I will also be there for the Christmas episode. I'm gonna try. Connor's gonna try and not be a Grinch.
But can Connor be the flannel-clad person that a certain someone like travels away from the city and stumbles upon?
I mean,
Just saying.
probably.
Thank you. I need it in my life.
Yeah.
True. That or the Abominable Snowman. Truly.
Connor isn't a Grinch though. Like Connor tries so hard.
He do try so hard, but also him sad. him sad. So, like Christmas, you didn't really have Christmases. What do you mean?
Well, now we're gonna have Christmas.
The boy barely had birthdays. Anyway, yeah, so They Call Us Villains. And then I think that's pretty much it. This year was this year. So our podcast, Club Switch, naturally came in and did the thing when it did. If we come back to it, we will. If not, you can find the episodes on YouTube. And other than that, I'm part of the production team for Tales from the Table Studios. We currently have, I'm sure Cass will talk about it, but we have a Star Wars game going on, Path of the Fates, and that's been really good. And we have lots of projects, in the works coming down the pipeline for 2025. Also, I'm going to be more active 2025 because your boy is trying to do this for real. So if you need me at your table, just let me know. I'll make schedules work. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, that's it.
We love to hear it. All right, Della, you are up.
Hello, I am Della Collins. I have been here. I have been Rachel Blauhair. I have been Siobhan Orion, and I have been the bearer of the sacred flame. And that has been great. You can find me here every Thursday where I am either one of those three and or the previously mentioned German skinny German bisexual psychiatrist on Redacted, or on alternating Thursdays from this, I will be B, who is a very normal gnomish wizard, and everything's fine. I'm running away from a fight right now again. I need better armor, better weapons, or to learn Fireball already. It's hard out there for a gnome whose friends keep doing shit like this and fighting in basements and sewers and shit when you don't know Fireball. Burning Hands, Scorching Ray, just something offensive at this point could probably be nice. Anyway, you can also find me here on second and fourth Mondays, where I am running Thy Kingdom Come, our urban fantasy Dark Shadows game, our Urban Shadows game. It's bad. It's I think what happened last session of the main plot. They rescued their friend from an angel who really wasn't doing much. Gave their friend to a demon, and they met Erujan, who's there.
It's fine. It's so fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Jerome's mom and dad are getting arrested in relation to the fact that the snake pit burned to the fucking ground. The nightclub where the demon of addiction hangs out. Yeah. It's burned to the fucking ground by domestic terrorists, the Sons of Adam. It's fine.
It's so fine. Everything's fine in that game.
You keep saying that word. I don't think you know what it means.
Anyways, Cass.
Anyway, you guys are going to see a lot of me the next few weeks. I will be back on your screens on Saturday over on Tales from the Table Studios for the aforementioned Star Wars game, where I'm getting choked out by Force Daddy. He's about to not be real happy with my response to that. Darth Odias submits to no man, especially a dead one. Darth Bane can suck a dick. Anyway.
I feel like that's what you've been saying. Yeah.
he's awful, and he's going, I'm going to kill him again. Except, I watched the VOD for what happened while I was at PAX, and maybe things happened while I was at PAX. Anyway, we normally have a split table between the Jedi and the Sith, but because we planned for things and then PAX confirmed the table splitting, I will be back with LC and Caitlin playing Lumira and Newton respectively, while I play Darth Odias on Saturday. That's alternating Saturdays that you will find my face normally with X, but for the next couple Saturdays with those two. And then later on Saturday night, I will be back over here playing If You're Cold, Then They're Cold with Switchy for Haz-Mas. We're going to play Kids on Bikes. We're going to have a little Appalachian horror. It's going to be great. I just made my character right before this game. And then Monday, I will be over on High Shelf for their charity streams for the holidays, playing Mouse Guard. Our session 0 is Sunday. I have been searching for my other mouse ear that clips to a headband, and I don't know where it is, but I'm very excited to put these mouse ears back on. And that's going to be on Monday night at 8 Eastern. No, not. I don't remember time. There's times. And then on Entropy Emporium on Thursday for God Complex, which is our Girl by Moonlight campaign where we pilot the husks of dead gods as mechs to take on interdimensional space kaiju. I ate someone's heart. I am actual cannibal Troyan Mont now. Thank you for the other two getting the reference there. And then on the 21st, I will be back for running a Haz-Mas game of How the Green Man from the Mountain Stole Haz-Mas. It's an outgunned one-shot. We are assembling an elite team of Seussical characters to steal Haz-Mas back from the ungrateful citizens of Hoomst. And then later that night, it will be Hasnika Hunters, where Lion is running me through that game with several other people. I forgot who's all in it because it's going to be a time. And then, going forward, alternating Thursdays, alternating Saturdays, you'll be able to see my face. And maybe because I got shiny new things at PAX this weekend, I am pitching a game to High Shelf. I may be crazy running dual tables. I'm taking after JD in this matter. And we're going to see what happens. I might be running a Nova campaign. We'll see. So
Yes.
Just everybody come sign up for it if it happens.
All right, and I will round us out as we wrap things up for tonight. With so many of the games announced for Haz-Mas, I don't know that there is much for me to add to that mix because we will be having pretty much nonstop games happening for the rest of this week going into next. We got the night before Cheesemas. We got our usual class reunion. We've got If You're Cold, They're Cold. We've got Veilbreakers on Sunday. We've got Silent Noct Part 2 Monday. We've got Nephilim Tenebris Tuesday. We've got, oh God, I don't have my calendar anymore. So we've got a new game that I can't announce yet. That's going to be a new Wildcard Wednesday game on Wednesday. We've got Never Ember's Enigma, our heist game Thursday. And then we've got God Killer Solstice next Friday, followed by that double shot of How the Green Man from the Mountain Stole Haz-Mas and Hasnika Hunters on Saturday. So we are going, and then Academy H. Everything is happening. It is going nonstop. We are finally going to take a break on the 23rd with a few surprises mixed in the days that follow. So we will actually be going with games solidly until the 29th with a couple of games that week of holidays. I am also found, as mentioned, in Entropy Emporium, where I am both in our Invisible Sun campaign, Blooming in the Rot, which is nearing its finale in the coming weeks, and running They Call Us Villains, our Horror Masks game. I have several things coming up in the new year that I cannot announce yet, but I will get to soon one of those things will be talking with my cast for a season of Secrets and Shadows about when we want to do season 4. But before we reach season 4, I am going to have a few surprises for you. Surprises that I'm working with the cast on. We got a little distracted with PAX, but we're going to have a little something to do a teaser in between seasons. And who knows, if I can somehow magically get all 8 people together, we're going to do another ball. So, we have some fun things on the horizon for 2025, but before we hit 2025, we're going to have to survive 2024 and the coming weeks of Haz-Mas. There will be a lot of amazing content. There will be a lot of fun. Please tune in as often as you're able, because all of the games pitched this year are fucking fire, and I am so excited to see each and every one of them. But with that, since it is late, I am going to take us to the thanks for watching screen. We are going to find someone to raid. I have not figured out who that is, but please, if you are able, come along, be friendly, say hello, and come back tomorrow night to watch some adorable mice be adorable and save Cheesemas. With that, cast, say goodnight, everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night,
everyone.
Good night. Happy Haz-Mas.